just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Eat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle this. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerge victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears, it's glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance.
Coach, the city of Seattle, known for coffee, grunge music, and, of course, rain. And we're definitely going to get a heavy dose of the last of those three here tonight as you look inside a wet and wild CenturyLink field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Jets and the Seattle Seahawks. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Side 54. The ladies. Exit.
Here's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Darnold. Complete to Bryant. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Mike 50.
Throwing here on 3rd down. Darnold. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Now it's Lockett. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Out on the edge, you love to have cornerbacks like that can bring him down to the run game.
And you're also exposed to everyone. It really becomes a one-on-one play, doesn't it? You're out there by yourself on the edge. The best ones know how to make the play, and we just saw an example of it right there.
Check. Lucky. Alert.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
57, Mike 57.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Going up top, and that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Jamison Crowder on the return. The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now this is Le'Veon Bell with a reception, and he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
No. L-80.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. He's going to float this one deep right. And that's caught inside the 30. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 49 yards.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now they'll try to sweep with Bell. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
Sack.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Darnold. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Though we've seen some good pressure defensively already here in the first quarter, here's another good example.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
This will be taken very short. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
He's on 14. He's checking crowd. Hey, switch gears. Check 30. 12.
To throw again, Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Now it's Carson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
14.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. Space to maneuver at the 40. And down to the 29-yard line. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Seahawks' 29-yard line. A wet track like this, I don't know if it helps anybody, but it probably helps the offensive player running the ball more than the defense.
And while they're doing that, there's also the matter of focus. Not letting the elements get in the way of still doing everything you're supposed to do. Although you do think to yourself, I've got to hold it a little bit tighter and be more careful with my footing.
He was careful, got a big run out of it. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
This one caught by Crowder. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 27 yards there, a first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
5, 6. Yeah. Come. Check 3.
They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Le'Veon Bell. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Jets are going to retake the lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after's up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 33 yards that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Here's a carry for a former starter. This is Lamar Miller. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Watch number 12. Watch number 12. Tight end right. Tight end right. Off. 57.
On 2nd and 9. Wilson is going to let this one go deep. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. A shotgun handoff now to Miller. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard stripe. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
And this one is right down Broadway. And that will knot us up at 10. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. To throw is Darnold. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
On 2nd down, it's Bell, and he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. All tied up at 10, 2 minutes left in the 1st half. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our 1st half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. They'll try and run for it with Bell. Yeah, the lane closes quickly for Bell, and he did not make it. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Gotta go, in and out, let's go. Check.
This is Carson. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half.
seconds to Mike. Yeah, that's what I do. Out. 14, buddy. Alert.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. He's going to look deep down the field. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. An excellent gain, 35 yards. CD, with that last pass, he joined a group of about 50 other men that are over 30,000 career passing yards. So, look, he's not at the top, but that's pretty good company.
Yeah, it's not the most exclusive fraternity in the NFL, but it's a pretty good one, isn't it? You still have to put some numbers up in order to get in, okay? The secret knock is still there. How about him getting it done? Proud of him.
14, buddy. 57's the mic. Watch 57. Watch the run. 25. Check 25.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Alert. 65.
Now Wilson on first down. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Mike 57. Zebra.
Second and 10 now, Wilson. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. DeForest Buckner able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
57 to Hey, 0. Get off the field. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Third and long, it's Wilson. And the pressure gets to him again. Leonard Williams, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the second time. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20.
At their own 22-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So we've reached halftime here on a Thanksgiving night as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be taken short. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
At the 27-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Now this is fielded in the end zone. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. One play has them to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Now they'll toss it to Bell running left. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Darnold on the catch. It's Crowder. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Now a 1st down carry by Bell. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just heading straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Darnold completes to Bell. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Caught by Jones. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing is Wilson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the headlinesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
Watch the twitch. Watch the twitch.
Wilson now on third down. He's going to launch this thing. Wait, he's got him in. Complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Here's Carson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. We are headed to the fourth here on Thanksgiving night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. They run it with Carson, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the fourth quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Rolling to his right. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. And there we saw rolling right out of the pocket. Maybe his momentum taking him toward that sideline led him a little too far.
Yeah, that is difficult, isn't it? Plus, you're closing down your space, right? You're shortening the field for your receivers. And their inclination is to go towards the sidelines as fast as the quarterback is as well. Hard for them to throttle down to leave themselves with enough room to stay in bounds and catch the ball.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
You ain't doing nothing today. 57's the mic. Watch 57. 4 down.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this one is right down the middle. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
I'm going back to you. Check.
They'll run on 1st down. Bell. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Should rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try to find some targets in the open field downfield.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners, who've had the receivers on lockdown.
On first down, Carson. He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Let's go.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Here we go.
They'll try the left side. It's Carson. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll try the right side here with Miller. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Green 80. 50 seconds. Go. Too little, cut. Hey, check Mike. Lose. 57. Check tight. Gun tight.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. He's got Lockett. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 19. Quite the turnaround from a week ago where he threw 4 interceptions. He hasn't had an interception this game, and he told us during the week, my goal, goose egg. He's achieving that so far.
And what we're seeing is a guy that you can win with, all right? Because anyone who can make that type of an adjustment to shake off a really horrendous week the week before and come back and play mistake-free football to this point, yeah, that's a guy I want to play with, that's for sure.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They'll run on first down. Carson. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. 2nd, 3rd guy in, rake it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. One left. Check.
They run again with Carson. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Go, go, go.
Now a give right side. It's Carson. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 3rd and medium. They opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down. Hasn't had his best game running the football here tonight, but, hey, that's a critical spot right there to convert on 3rd down, and he did it.
And the lights are shining just a little bit brighter right now, aren't they? You remember the beginning of the game? If he gets this first down, everybody's happy. That's cool. But here, that was critical, and it really energizes them.
It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away. They'll try to run with Carson, and he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Brad McDougal. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 39-yard line.
So the victory here for Seattle, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.